was getting this download, and I was just reflecting with my own self. And I look at my phone, and I have 33% on my chart, on my battery life, and then I have 10:33 a.m. over here. As I started to receive the download, and I even said it out loud as I noticed this, I'm so happy I did not get what I wanted. And there's something very divine behind that. I'm so happy that I did not get what I thought I wanted. And I was going through those reflections for myself as I was just reflecting on my life. And I'm like, okay, this life was not so easy. Now, I'm someone who, I don't play victim. I don't believe in victim at all. It was a few years ago that I had received a download from the Lyrans that there's a victim and victimizer program. All right, this is even before humankind, but as long as even like we are in victimness, that is still a program of separation. And so in my life, although rightfully so and respectfully so, there was a lot that happened, and it was not so easy. I'm not a victim of my circumstances. If anything, they were just all initiations for me to grow into this higher wisdom and to be open to higher awareness and to open my heart. But I was reflecting and I was thinking, wow, I am so happy I didn't get what I wanted. And I was reflecting upon this when it comes to like everything, the home, like I just moved into a new home, and I have experienced, and my ancestors have experienced so much homelessness. And even in this lifetime, I mean, on YouTube alone, in the past few years that I've been on here, people have seen me go through some things. Some things have been shown. But in general, like the first time I was homeless, I was 8 years old, 12 years old. And we moved homes a lot after that. And so I wasn't raised with safety in that sense. There was a lot with the home, there was a lot with money, there was lack of emotional availability, there was a lack of safety that I grew up with. And I'm so happy that I didn't get what I wanted. I'm so thankful that I experienced those things. And it can be hard on the journey of healing and the spiritual journey to actually be thankful and to have gratitude for these things. But because I learned such harsh lessons from a very young child, 3 years old is when things started, and on, and I've been through so much initiation and trial and tribulation, I'm thankful I didn't get what I wanted, because although life was not easy from very early on, I had to cancel separation within and without of me from a very young age. And so I did not grow up with safety. I grew up in a lot of lack. I grew up with a lot of fear. I grew up with fear surrounding me and other people. I grew up with a lack of emotional availability from others, a lack of being seen, of being validated and held, and of a home, And I was just in my home, like really grateful for moving in recently and just reflecting on that. I dealt with homelessness and lack and other of things of the alike a lot in my life. But what that allowed me to do was find the home within that whole time. I've experienced hunger, I've experienced abuse, and what that allowed me to do was cancel the separation that there is anything without of me. There's no love I can seek without of me. I've been through a lot of things with family. It's when it comes to my personal testimony and story, I've literally only had to rely on God. I've lost my whole family. I've lost everything, where it's like there's just nothing left. I've eaten a bag of chips before, and that was the only thing that I ate in a day, and I tried to even ration it so that I could eat a few chips here and there throughout the day. I know what that feels like. But I'm very grateful that I have experienced the depths of those experiences. I'm grateful that I've experienced depths of, say, lack and separation and emotional pain and things like that, because although what I could have wanted as a kid growing up, or what I could have wanted in life, was, say, a parent that was very secure, or a home that just, I didn't have to move. Like it was just a home and I didn't have to worry about, am I going to have a home today? I'm very grateful that I actually didn't get what I wanted, because on a soul level, I have really only had to rely on God. And this sacred union that I have within me now I could have been here without those experiences. But I've learned lessons in my first 30 years of life that some people don't learn sometimes until they're in like their 60s and 70s and 80s. My life story, my testimony has forced me to cancel separation within and without of me. And so I could have grown up with some more emotional stability around me. I could have grown up with a little bit more of home and financial security. I could have grown up with more love surrounding me. I could have grown up with a lot of other different things in life. I could have experienced a lot of things that were different. But I'm very grateful that I actually didn't have those things. Do I deserve them? Yes. But at a, I would say, rather young age, I am able to understand that none of those things are ever separate from me. Because in my life, I experienced those harsh initiations and lessons that it's just me and God. And if I don't change my consciousness, I will experience suffering. And I was having that revelation. And then all of these numbers and stuff came up. And I say this message for those people who resonate with this message, or say with my testimony, or have been through those things. Be grateful that you did not get what you wanted. That was the best thing you never had. Whether it was the job, the person, the life that you thought you wanted, all of those different things. I thought I wanted this life. I thought I wanted that person. I thought I wanted to experience these things. But I'm so grateful that I didn't. I'm so grateful that I didn't, because what it taught me was that those things were never separate from me anyway. And it forced me to shift my consciousness, because I know, at least in my life, and this is just my personal story, I don't know about you, but in my own initiations and trials and tribulations, the way that it felt, I have a Chiron and Scorpio season's coming up, okay? It felt like if I don't shift my consciousness, I'm gonna die. And that's how it felt. Those are the types of situations that I was in. I've dealt with death a lot in my personal life. I've had a lot of near-death experiences. Death surrounding me, more of symbolization of that. So it's been a big part of my journey too. Chiron and Scorpio. But what that was asking me was to shift my consciousness. And although, like, at the time, I'm like, oh my God, like, what is this? Like, I feel like I'm dying. In those moments, I was being asked to kill the old consciousness and to step into a new consciousness. And so I got a call. I got a call exactly as it turns 10:44 to 144. And so when life does not give you what you want, be very grateful. One, something better and higher is coming. Two, these lessons that is that we get to learn and these cycles and experiences, it allows us to receive higher. Right? If I didn't do that work on myself, if I didn't cancel the separation, it wouldn't have the sacred union within that I have right now. I wouldn't have many things. I wouldn't have had many experiences. Be grateful for everything it is that has made you. Be grateful for your testimony. Be grateful for the things it is that you did not receive or have, because that has paved the pathway to get you to where it is now. And perhaps the blessing were much higher than you could have ever possibly imagined in the limited beliefs and thinking. You are rich. You are wealthy in consciousness from all of your experiences. Be thankful for the things it is that you wanted at one point and did not get. because God is about to show you why.